Here's my 6 1930s Christmas films you need for the holiday. Ah, those cozy old silver screen Christmas films of classic Hollywood. Or not. See, that's mainly the 1940s. The 1950s brings in color Christmas extravaganzas. The 1930s? There's shockingly few Christmas films in the whole decade. If you can come up with a dozen, you're stretching definitions. And not all of those films are must-sees. I only recommend Love Finds Andy Hardy for those already fans of the series. Likewise, Bright Eyes is just for those who can't get enough of Shirley Temple. And then there is And So They Were Married, which is just terrible. So my list is just 6 films. But even then, 2 or more for select audiences. So call it 4+2 must-sees. Starting with the second of the +2s, or number 6, Babes in Toyland, 1934. Also known as March of the Wooden Soldiers, it's based extremely loosely on a Mother Goose-themed operetta, so you get songs sung in that style. You know Toyland. The instrumental March of the Wooden Soldiers is the musical highlight. The story has the wealthy and evil Barnaby using his deed to Mother Peep's home to force young Bo Peep into marriage, leaving it to toymakers Stanny and Ollie. Yup, it's Laurel and Hardy, who don't sing, to save Bo Peep and the home. The film doesn't take place at Christmas, but in July. But it counts, as Santa has a cameo, as the toymakers are working to fulfill his order, and an oversized Christmas package is a plot point. I say this is a must-see, but it's a must-see for kids. And for huge Laurel and Hardy fans, but mainly kids. This is a children's movie, not a family one. Put it on for the young tots Christmas morning while you're getting breakfast ready. The film has been colorized twice, and it's the colorized versions that are most common now. It wasn't done great, but there's worse. Normally I say stick to the black and white, but this is for kids, young kids, who like colorful things, and aren't that discerning, so either way. Number 5. The Unholy Three, 1930. After their sideshow is shut down, 3 unpleasant performers, Echo the ventriloquist, Hercules the strongman, and Tweedledee the smallest adult, disguise themselves to carry out robberies. Echo becomes elderly Mrs. O'Grady, proprietor of a pet shop, with Tweedledee her baby grandson, and they use this setup to learn which of their patrons' houses to break into. Their plans start to go wrong when Echo's pickpocket girlfriend begins to fall for an innocent shop assistant, and then it hits the fan when a robbery becomes violent. Lon Chaney was one of the greats of early cinema, and this was his lone talking picture, and one of his better films. And as will become a reoccurring theme, it was a remake. This one a very faithful remake of a 1925 silent movie of the same name, also starring Lon Chaney, but in that case directed by Todd Browning. The best of their macabre melodrama collaborations. And here, director Jack Conway keeps the tone, and most of the scenes exactly the same. There's debate between Chaney fans on if the silent or sound version is better. I say it's a toss-up. Turns out Chaney is as excellent an actor with sound as without. And as being a ventriloquist is a major aspect of the film, sound helps. Plus, story changes to a court case and the results of the case really favor the 1930 film. However, Harry Earls and Ivan Linow don't enunciate clearly, and combined with early sound technology, it makes them difficult to understand. For me, both versions are worth a watch, and the silent one doesn't qualify for this list. As for being a Christmas film, the main events, including the robbery gone wrong, take place at Christmas time, and the story hangs on putting up a Christmas tree. If you like your Christmas films a bit twisted, this one's for you. Number 4. Hell's Heroes, 1930. Well, kinda 1930. It had some screenings in December of 29, but really rolled out in January. And if I was going to replace it, it would be with its own 1936 remake, titled Three Godfathers, which is good, but Hell's Heroes is better. 3 outlaws rob a bank in the town of New Jerusalem just before Christmas, but their escape goes wrong, leaving them in the desert with little water, and then they run into a dying woman who names them the godfathers of her baby. Of the surviving versions of this story, 2 silent ones are lost. This is the least sentimental, and it's all for the good. These are 3 bad men. Cruel, selfish, and not too bright. They'd gleefully commit murder, and do. And now they are desperate, with little hope of survival and a baby. It's so visceral. You feel the heat, the thirst, so barren, both externally and internally. And yet it manages a perfect Christmas ending. The 36 version is a bit softer, but it still works. Give it a shot as well. Just don't bother with the later remake in the 1940s with John Wayne. It's saccharine, heavy-handed, and slaps on a mawkish ending that kills the whole film. Hell's Heroes is one of the best of the early talkies. Number 3, A Christmas Carol. And again, I have my choice, as there was one in 35 and another in 38. It's the 38 one you need to watch. I'm not going to repeat the plot, you know it, and Dickens' story is good. And this is a nice rendition. It's classic MGM firing on all cylinders. It looks beautiful. If you want to see a Dickensian London that would be nice to live in, this is it. The ghosts are all top tier, with my favorite version of The Ghost of Christmas Past. MGM wanted a Christmas film for everyone, so they filed down a few rough edges. Nothing too scary in this one. That makes it not the best version of all the versions of A Christmas Carol, but perhaps the most accessible. At least most accessible without Muppets. This is a version that's always fun. Not too deep, it's light, it's breezy, and it runs at a record pace. I have more to say about it in my video comparing the silver screen adaptations of A Christmas Carol. But to sum it up, this is a great version for Christmas afternoon with the whole family. Number 2, Remember the Night. We've got another where the date is sketchy. This is normally said to be a 1940 film, but it did have screenings in 39, so I'm counting it. An upright district attorney bails out a shoplifter so she doesn't have to spend Christmas in jail, and through several misadventures, ends up taking her home for the holidays. It's the Queen of Christmas, Barbara Stanwyck, and her future co-star in Double Indemnity, Fred MacMurray, in a Christmas romance. Hearth and home, occasionally funny, and other times feels like a noir. It's as sentimental as can be, and in this case, that's exactly what you want. This is joy at Christmas, but in a world that isn't lying about the darkness you can fall into without love. Stanwyck is always wonderful, and this is her at the top of her game. It's a perfect Yuletide film to cuddle up with someone special, though it might just make you a little sad if you watch it alone. And number 1, The Thin Man, 1934. Detective Nick Charles looks into the case of the missing Thin Man while celebrating the holiday with his wife, Nora. This had to be number 1 as it's one of the best films of the decade. It's a serious crime story mixed with a romantic comedy and famous for having the best married couple in cinema history, portrayed with wit and charm by William Powell and Myrna Loy. There's plenty of investigating with an intriguing group of suspects, but the real pull is the interaction between Nick and Nora. That and the drinking. Lots of drinking. So much drinking. This is more a Christmas time movie than a Christmas one, as it isn't filled with holiday themes. But Christmas is here, complete with Nick playing with his Christmas presents in a somewhat destructive way. Who doesn't love a cozy mystery for Christmas? And that's my 6 must-see Christmas films of the 1930s. You know the rest. Please like and subscribe, comment with your favorites, and I'll be back with more from Classic Hollywood.